Hey guys, some gamer dude here. So today I'm going to look at great nature from the answer of truth. To be truthful, because that's the theme of the video, I guess. This was the only clan from the set that looked remotely interesting to me. Never liked the other two, and then, well, their identities didn't really change all that much. Great nature always appealed to me a little bit because I like animal type theming, and I like the original mechanics. And the new mechanics feel, I don't know, they're chance based, but they're done in such a way that you're not going to end up not doing anything. It's a really interesting thing, and I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of like Scry. No, not really. It's kind of like the original Gold Paladin, but you don't end up with Jang. You just get an effect, and that effect depends on what you get. So let's start with Monoculous Tiger. I've put them in order of their grade. I've cut out the triggers and the starter for obvious reasons. Monoculous Tiger. On Vanguard or Rearguard, when it attacks or boosts a Rearguard, Soul Blast 1, put the top card of your deck into your drop zone and perform one of the following effects depending on the card's type. If it's a normal unit, your opponent cannot call Sentinels from his or her hand until the end of the battle. If it's a trigger unit, your opponent can only call trigger units from his or her hand until the end of the battle. So what's the chance of hitting a normal unit? Because that's the one you want to hit. Got the hypergeometric calculator out over here as you put all the stats in, and it's a 67.3% chance of hitting what you want. The thing about him is he can't boost the Vanguard, so the Vanguard can't get the no Sentinel ability, and I kind of understand why that is. This clan has a little bit of fielding, and it's it's pretty strong. It's a, in my opinion, it's got a lot going for it as an Excel clan. It's got a lot of the positives of other Excel clans such as Tachikaze and Murakumo, but toned down a bit. Plus, it's not Nova Grappler. That's a good point in its favor. So yeah, it's an interesting restriction that it can't boost the Vanguard. Next up, we have Silver Wolf, who only gets plus 4,000 power if he's in the back row. That's his effect. He can be good for fixing things up. Old Lupo de Argentino. Apparently that's what he's in Italian. But yeah, he's a very boring card. He's probably going to be replaced very soon if there's something better than him here, or in the next time Great Nature gets something. Because again, it's a boring card for boring people. So Tank Mouse, that's pretty cool art. Tank's very tiny. Grade 1, 6,000, 10,000 shield. I think that's actually the stats he used to have. I remember him being a very useful card too. Rearguard, once per turn, when a card is put into your drop zone from your deck, counterblast one and return that card to your hand. So if you have free counterblast, you can get a +1 off him whenever you use that ability. That's great. That is a great card. I know it's only once per turn and I'll cost a counterblast, but I don't care. It's a good effect. And because of the way the rules work, depending on how many times you're dropping a card from the top of your deck, set enough effects, you may or may not want to choose which one you get. It might be like, no, I don't really need that one. But that one I need. I'm using it this time. And that's actually pretty cool hand filtering. I wonder if they thought out that this will work as hand filtering +1, which is pretty darn cool. That's pretty impressive. I like Tank Mouse. I don't know if I'd run 4 of him, I'd probably run 2. He's a pretty good card. I like him. Next up, we have Tried Dog. I don't remember you being a thing before. I think you're new. Yep. It's just the vanilla. You wouldn't run it. Next up, Barcode Zebra. So up to the grade 2. So clearly our grade 1s are. Oh crap, we have to get promos. Run jank. Oh crap. Crap on a cracker. So, Barcode Zebra. Grade 2, 5,000 defense, 9,000 attack. And Auto Reguard. When a card is put into your drop zone from your deck, he gains plus 5,000 on the turn. When a card. And it's each time. That's pretty neat. He can be a force to be reckoned with. That cute face can be a force to be reckoned with. Did you know zebras are actually, if I remember correctly, they're black horses with white patches? Because if I remember correctly, because my little dog Snoopy, he's black and white too, all animals that are black and white are black animals. Their undercoat, their base coat is black. Their top coat, the patches, the white is the patchiness. It's really interesting. So you'll learn stuff from me now. It's gonna be the best part of this channel. You'll learn things now. Binoculars Tiger. Oh, that's some pretty cool art. I really like that one. Looks really mean. I like saber-toothed tigers. I don't know if anyone noticed, this is not a Bengal tiger. It's a saber-toothed tiger. Look at those fangs. Normal tigers don't have those fangs. It's got the same stats as before. God, I love that art. Oh, and I like the foil pattern chosen for the Japanese one. That's a desirable card right there. Sorry, I'll stop gushing over the tiger. The Similodon. So, Auto, Vanguard, Reguard. When it attacks a Vanguard. So, it can't take a Reguard for this effect. Counterblast 1. Well, we haven't been too hefty on the Counterblast yet. Put the top card of your deck into the drop zone and perform an effect depending on what that card is. If it's a normal card, which is, again, 67% of the time, draw a card. Well, you're going to mill through your deck pretty quick that way, but you do get to draw cards. Or alternatively, if it's a trigger, which would be blah blah blah. Let's just get up the hypergeometric calculator again. Let's see if we can clone this. There we go. Let's get the ones for a trigger up. How likely are we to hit a trigger? Success in population is 16. Sample size is 1. And 1. How likely are we to hit a trigger? Is it just the opposite? Because I don't think it is. Yeah, it is. It's 32.6% chance of hitting a trigger. That's okay. We're Binoculars Tiger. There we go. Choose one of your opponent's reguards, retire it, and 3 of your units in the front row gain plus 5,000 until end of turn. That is a fantastic card. I really, really like him. He's a triple rare. Damn well worth it. Great card. He makes me want to play Great Nature right there. He's a good card, great art. What's not to love? I mean, wow. That actually gets me to go, wow. I kind of want to spend money on it. And honestly, nothing in the reboots really made me want to spend money on something yet. But this I like. This was pretty cool. But I've got nowhere to play. So as soon as Arena updates, we'll make Great Nature just for Binoculars Tiger. Because I like him. Does it for me. Good looking man. Geograph Giant. If he's on one of your Excel circles, he gains plus 8,000, so he becomes a 17,000 attacker. It's alright. Man, sorry, not 17,000, 27,000. Versus other Excel, Excel and Protect clans, it's not bad. Force gift clans are kind of letting their force gifts go to work there, but he's not bad. He's not great. I'm not getting excited over him, but he's not bad. Idol Teacher Hatsune. Someone's furry for that. We all know it. Don't lie. Grade 2, 5,000, 8,000 defense. When its attack hits a Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, draw a card. Well, I'd rather use the Soul Blast for Binoculars Tiger, and Binoculars Tiger's probably going to give me a card, so... Sorry, gorgeous. Can't work with you. Next up, we'll go through the Hamsco line. I separated them because they all work together like they always have. Cute little hamsters. Don't think we actually have hamsters in Australia. Don't know why. Anyway, it's a grade 1, 10,000 defense. Well, shield, 8,000 attack. If your Vanguard is Pencil Hero Hamscape, which is... I think that's the grade 3, is it? Yep, Pencil Hero. If you got the Pencil grade 3, he's plus 4,000 power, so If you're making a Hamscay deck, you don't really need Silverwolf. And you might want to run both, both of them anyway. And at the end of your turn, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, put this card into your soul. Sorry, I misread that. Search your deck for up to one of Pencil Knight Hamscay, reveal it, put it in your hand, so it corrects your ride, if you can call it, to Regard, and you have a grade 1 to ride other than this. That's actually not too bad, and I think the grade 3 does require all 3 be in the soul anyway, well, the other 2. So that's actually not that bad. Depending on where the Hamscay cards go, if they get more support, this might actually be worth holding on to. Because I think Hamscay became a thing. We'll look at, where's Hamscay? We'll just put that at the end because I don't need to look at it yet. Here we go. We'll look at the Hamscay cards after because I know they became a thing. I'm kind of curious now. So grade 2 Hamscay, the Pencil Knight. He's a 5,000 defense, 9,000 attack, so he's gained 1,000 points over the years. Good work, buddy. Anyway, if your Vanguard is Pencil Hero Hamscay, it becomes 12,000, so it becomes 22 on your Excel circle. And during a battle it attacked on Vanguard, if you have the grade 1 in the soul, it gains plus 5,000 power. So that's actually pretty cool. The whole ride chain-esque thing does have some benefit. It's not just straight up, you gain 1,000 power, so you're vanilla now. It's actual benefits. And offensive benefits to that, it becomes 14,000, and you've probably got something else behind. They're not going to guard this, not early anyway. And if your grade stuck, 14,000 attackers, not the worst thing in the world. You could have worse. So, and our big boy Hamscay, the Pencil Hero, who is a triple rare? Huh, wasn't expecting that. But again, I did say Hamscay did become a thing. So, when he's placed, so he's got the Excel circle, he's a big boy. When placed on Vanguard, if you have the other 2 in your soul, discard 2 cards from your hand. You get a second Excel circle. And you get to search your deck for both of them and call them to Regard. So you get to set up their power buffs, get 2 Excel circles, and it's a net 0. Interesting. Interesting card. It doesn't actually plus you anything. It doesn't actually cost you anything either. But it also doesn't do anything else. It just kind of sits there being Hamscay and attacking and powering up other people by existing. He has no forward momentum. Don't know how to feel about that. It's not exactly what I call a bad card, but it's not exactly what I call a good card. It's a card. It needs some more cards to benefit off it. Because it just sits there, gives you an extra Excel circle, and just goes, hi, I'm Hamscay, I have the extra circle. So, we'll see where it goes. And I put one of the grade 2s out of order. Shows what I know how to do things and whatnot. So, Toolbox Wallaby. Think he's new. Never heard of him before. Doesn't really look like a wallaby to me. Wallaby's kind of like a small kangaroo. 5,000 shield, 9,000 attack. When it intercepts, it becomes 15,000 shield. No one's going to use that in the history of ever. Has anyone ever used as special interceptors other than very, very early Spike Brothers? No, they haven't. Actually, I take that back. If you ran a Mono Cocytus Reverse, you could get away with running them. I don't think Cocytus Reverse is a particularly bad thing if you're going for limit break only. Armed Instructor Bison, our second grade 3 with an Excel circle. He's only a double rare. He has a crappy picture because I showed him off at some convention or tournament. Automatic Vanguard Regard. When it attacks, counterblast 1. And one of your other Regards gains plus 5,000 until end of turn. if this is on Vanguard Circle, stand that rear guard. That's actually not bad for a budget boss. It's not great, but it's not bad. It gives you an extra attack. It gives you a power buff. Depending on everything, it's all right. Actually, I just want to check the ham scales for something. There's yeah if you Vanguard's ham scale. So where was I? Instructor Bison. Yeah, it's not the worst card in the world. It's not the greatest. It's very much a budget boss. Honestly, I'd rather run Hamskay, even though he doesn't do anything. He he kind of, I don't know. What would I rather run this or Hamskay? I don't know. I don't know. Next up we have actually let's wait for Leopold because he's the big guy of the thing. Heavy Brain Moldon because he's a common. We'll look at him and he doesn't do anything. So if you have to play budget and you must as well not be playing Vanguard, you're probably playing this guy. Act Vanguard Circle because he doesn't have a gift. He's not a very giving Molbodon. Is Molbodon some type of mole, I guess? Never heard of it as an animal. And he's a new card. Act Vanguard Circle, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, Grade 3. So, whoa, he wants to be on Vanguard Circle and he wants to ride over something else. What? What you doing there, mate? All your front row gains plus 10,000 and your opponent cannot intercept. So he's a finisher type deal, but he doesn't have. Well, actually, it might not be the worst thing in the world, considering only Bison's really doing something so far. I mean, he's giving more of a buff than Amskay. He's got that going for him. But what about Leo? Leo might pull everything together. You there? That is some great art. They did a bang up job on the carts. That is amazing. I love that. School Hunter Leopold is your Vanguard rare with an Excel Circle, 12,000 power. And if you have a Great Throne Assault, so he's your second ride, you get to use his auto abilities 2 times. So when placed abilities will also activate twice. So yeah, you'd have to pay the cost each time, I'd imagine, because it's activated twice. It's not you get to use the effect after paying the cost twice. So on Vanguard Circle, when placed, put the top card of your deck into your drop zone and perform one of the effects below, depending on the card's type. Normal unit, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, call up to 2 grade 2 or less cards amongst them from your to regard and shuffle your deck. Or trigger this unit gains plus 15,000 plus 1 critical. Not too well. How many actual auto effects? Well, yeah, I guess we get a second shot at using these cards with the auto abilities, except him because he's one spot zone. He's gonna override that. Let's see who else. That's gonna be pretty nifty because it'll activate twice, and each dump will give you. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we're not using that many counter blasts. He's not doing anything. I wouldn't really want to play Soul Blast. Oh, I might. Yeah. Um, how do we feel about this guy? I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. I'd have to see it in execution rather than just looking at it. So, I think it's interesting. I don't know how you'd make it because this obviously wants to be your second ride and then you want to keep riding it. But, man, you do get a potential +1 or basically the worth of more than a critical trigger. So, and you could just go into, where is he? Binoculars Tiger and get +1s anyway. So it's not like the deck's hurting for +1s. But I wanted to go over to Hamskay. So I'll probably make a separate deck looking at the Hamskay cards. Well, a separate video, I should say. So I'm just going to finish here and we'll come back and do a second look at the Hamskate cards because I'm curious. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next video.